Hi, I'm Amy Kaur, a coordinator with the World Class Education Department, and I'm here today to talk to you about deconstructing the world class outcomes and using content as a vehicle. One thing to know, this is just merely one tool for your toolbox, one way for you to help teachers that you support access the GVCs. In the World Class Education Department, we get many questions about what to teach every day. We know that we want students to have the opportunity to master the world class outcomes, but what does this look like in the classroom? So this brief talk will hopefully answer what do we teach every day and how is content the vehicle for achieving mastery in the world class outcomes. The example that we're going to use today will be focusing on a Colorado academic standard for third grade social studies, standard 4.2 to be exact. Please understand that standards are not the only content option, but they are a place where many teachers feel comfortable and they have a great deal of resources. Now for this example, we'll look at the standard and the evidence outcomes. The standard is the origin, structure, and functions of local government. The evidence outcomes, and there are three of them, are identify the origin, structure, and functions of local government, identify and explain the services of local government, and identify and explain a variety of roles, leaders, citizens, and others play in local government. So if you were working with a teacher in your building, the first thing you would want to do is have them identify the skills and the knowledge that students would need to understand in order to achieve mastery in this particular standard. The skills, which are verbs that they would need to understand, are listed right in the evidence outcomes. Identify and explain. The knowledge, or the nouns, are also identified directly in the evidence outcomes. We have origins, structures, government, functions, citizen, local, leadership, services, funding, and roles. When you're looking at this, you'll see that the standards have a very low depth of knowledge. Now, when you compare that to the world-class outcome, and the one that we've chosen for this particular activity is analyze characteristics of effective leadership. The skills or verbs that students would need to understand in order to achieve mastery in this world-class outcome are analyze, but in order to analyze, students also need to be able to compare and contrast, identify, evaluate, and synthesize. Whereas the knowledge that students would need to understand, or the nouns, are citizenship and characteristics. As you can see, the outcomes are bigger, broader, and transferable, and it ups the thinking and rigor that students would have to be able to do in order to achieve mastery. So by marrying the two, the content standards and the world-class outcomes, it allows us to help students reach a much deeper level of understanding, and it shows elements of content that may be used as a vehicle to show that they've mastered the outcome. By doing this activity, this also helps teachers purposely plan, explicitly teach, and authentically assess not only the world-class outcomes, but the Colorado academic standards as well. Once you've worked with teachers on marrying the content standards and the world-class outcomes, you can then start to work with them on intentionally layering the appropriate 21st century skills and 4 C's into the planning, teaching, and assessing of the standards and outcomes. If you have any further questions about this, or the GVCs, the outcome, or anything else to do with curriculum and instruction, please contact your World Class Education Support Coordinator by clicking on this link. Thank you.